look at that, Neo. Nice. How you doing, buddy? That's because the kids are sleeping. But how about now? Me talking just normal? Way better. Good. No, all hero should be not all heroes wear capes. But thanks for calling that out. I'll get that fixed. Yeah, man. Send me my code. There it is. I want to see the price. I have it disabled right now. Acceptable. Hey Vargas, how you doing? Ooh, horseshoes and hand grenades, Ivanov. Close, but no cigar. I'd have to look. I'm not sure what I have it set as. Yeah, I don't know if it's 15 or 25,000. I know I made it pretty high because yeah, it's a lot of work. That's for sure. Yeah, it would be a full uniform plus then I have a vest. I don't have a helmet, but I'll can't really wear that anyway with a headset on. All right. A little bit of overkill. I'll send you the Dutch knife army helmet if you like. Full Kevlar. In fact, you'll have to remind me, Neo, when I send you your first year anniversary gift. I got one of my the um, one of my MP battalion patches. Gotta make sure I send that on the way to you. Shocked. Imagine that awesomeness, you mean? I know. Lieutenant Colonel, how you doing? Oh, Specialist Plunkett. Yeah, Lieutenant Colonel Plunkett. Long time, man. How you been? It's been a hot minute since I've done my fair share of ceremonies here, so. Oh shit, sweet. Let's see if I can find you. What's that? You didn't shave, son. You'll be running laps. So you gotta be. I better be clean shaving. Ah, shit, I'm not either. I got a fucking goatee on. Oh, it's so weird that it spawns such a weird, like a random. For me, anyway. Because I know I've set myself to Campbell before. Let's see who else is in trouble. Yeah, I need my PT belt. Alright, you got the nice stash going on, like it. That's out of rags. Like that. And look at that voodoo. That's sexy. Good. Another stuff. Not clean shaven, that's for sure. Alright, 1 minute. I gotta get ready.
MAJ J.LaFlash, Alpha Company is all present and accounted for. Sir.
Outstanding. Post. Alright. War Eagles, Battle Boars, everybody, 3-cap. It's me. You might have missed me. I know. Glad to be back. Uh, had the opportunity today, came yesterday actually. Your company commander, Lieutenant Tucci, had a TPR, a family event, so I saw a great opportunity to get up front once more, as this is obviously Tucci's show now as the company CEO, and it being a company ceremony. Once we get multiple companies, then maybe we'll move it to a battalion. But right now we are where we're at. Pretty good ceremony for the month of to kick off April and celebrate our month of March that we just finished up. I like to usually start off by welcoming all our new members, our new soldiers throughout the month of March. I don't have the list, but I do know outstanding job to our recruiting and retention, who has I know there's some medals being awarded for their outstanding work as well. But being able to bring in the amount of soldiers that we did, awesome job to our FIG team, Force Improvement Group. I saw that class size yesterday, our largest of 2024 thus far. And out of it, I saw a couple honor grads out of it as well. If I recall, we've had at least an honor grad per month or more, which is outstanding. So those that are in formation that completed your OSET this year and came away with it as a PFC, congratulations, outstanding job. That's exactly the dedication, the type of soldiering we need, and just that pure discipline to be able to just get it done, get that shit done, get expert, study up on the OSET manuals, and sometimes just get lucky on the obstacle course without a belt, I'll say a little bit of lag here and there. March has been busy, and April is going to be even busier for us as a unit. So we obviously just wrapped up our, kind of FTX phase in terms of platoon run events. We're moving on to the company grade evals, which will start here today. I believe there's going to be 4 of them. 4 weekends worth, so the entire month of April is covered by the company staff with Lieutenant Tucci, Lieutenant Vandal, First Sergeant Garcia, evaluating how each squad and then ultimately each platoon and element are basically what you've taken in the last 3 months since January, the first weekend of January when we started our pre-mobilization and also our FTX phases. So company eval starts today. We obviously went through and had, I believe we still have a few to wrap up, I know myself included, to get there and get those company rifle qualifications done. Being able to get qualified once a year is a opportunity to increase your prior score. If you are a marksman or a sharpshooter prior, getting expert this time means a new badge. Those that are currently expert, obviously it's just to keep your skills honed and being able to, hopefully get that 40 out of 40. Some years it sucks because I've gotten 40 out of 40 before, and then then I get that 36. But do note that if you obviously say you shoot outside of marksman, you still own that expert badge. It's that can be taken away from you. So no matter how terrible I get behind the rifle, I still got that expert badge. FIG is holding a land navigation course here on April 20th at 1800. So it's more or less for North American side, 1800, 6 o'clock Eastern. So if you haven't already, that sign up should be posted within the coming days to weeks. So if you need it, it's really one of the staples of all our courses that we take. Think about air assault, land nav, ranger. You need a lot of things, a lot of prerequisites. This is one of them, being land nav, to get in a lot of those courses. Anniversaries. Holy smokes, April was a great month last year, and 2 years ago and 3 years ago for us. So I'm really hoping, RRO, take note. It's a busy month for us. So let's keep doing what we're doing. First, I'd like to honor Lieutenant Winters for hitting his 3-year in the month of April here, April 29th. Lieutenant Winters will be hitting his 3-year, as long with Sergeant Fives. Sergeant Fives, congratulations, you'll be hitting your 3-year April 19th of this year. That does qualify both of you for the 3-year anniversary gift, so I'll be in touch getting that shipped off and making sure relative info for shipping is correct, the same as what the first year was. Congratulations to Corporal Bird, Corporal Winters, PFC Shoresville, for their hitting 2 years within the unit. So they're right in that middle ground part. In this case, Corporal Bird, April 9th, Corporal Winters, April 9th, and Soldrel, April 11th, joined us 2 years ago. And then coming back around for their, I'm going to say, three-peat in some of these cases, we have Chief Warrant Officer Poltrack, Sergeant Shade, and Specialist Birdlike hitting their 1-year anniversary. So these soldiers, in this case, Poltrack, Shade, this is a repeat from another enlistment. So in this case, we have April 30th for Poltrack, April 22nd for Sergeant Shade. And then Birdlike, congratulations, hitting your full 1 year already, April 3rd, within the unit. So quite a bit of anniversaries, which is awesome, amazing to see. It shows that longevity. I love being able to send out the anniversary gifts. I think it's definitely a differentiator for us. It's something that nobody else really does in a gaming world, milsim maybe. If so, they good. It's well deserved, and it's something that needs to be appreciated. Showing those years of service to something like this as a gaming unit. We have. We span so far around the world, and it takes up a good chunk of time. So thank you to those soldiers that are, hitting those years of service. So hopefully we'll see you guys back up here for the 2, 3, and 4 year, and in 12 months. Without further ado, jump into our promotion awards ceremony. I'd like to call up Specialist Clayton Post. right, Buffets. All right. Um, so the month of March wasn't one of our record-setting, but pretty damn high in terms of donations for the month. In this case, we had the specialist here. I think go way above and beyond to secure funding for our unit, but also making sure that his uniform and rucksack are available to him when that comes along. In this case, the specialist donated a whopping $800 of his hard-earned money, of courtesy of Uncle Sam and the taxpayers, I would say, and a big thank you. It goes without saying that the money obviously goes towards our servers, our unit upkeep, our overhead, the unit fund, things like that. I myself donated $50. Nothing. That was just to kick off the donations because I noticed that it wasn't, we were a good chunk of the way through March and nothing has happened yet. I would also like to a special call out to Forrester and Peng Pasca. Paskia, I'm gonna mess that up all your career. I'm sorry for donating $15 and $10 in the month of March. Those do not make the minimum requirement for military outstanding service medal. However, in this case, specialist Clayton, myself, Clayton, you'll be receiving it with Valor, and then something that I've been discussing is obviously giving you a military outstanding volunteer service medal per $100 is very big. Obviously, to hit that, it's 8 medals right there with Valor. So congratulations and thank you for all your donations. Hua.
Whoa.
All right,
That's my soldier.
Ballface. Congrats, specialist. See you next month. Same price. Fall back in. Hey, Purple, thanks for the follow, buddy. All right, next up, let's see. I won't have everybody post. This is
Don't count on it, sir.
what's that? The good conduct medal. So this is a fairly large list. Usually always is, just to save on having most of the formation probably step forward. We have myself, Chief Warrant Officer Poltrack, Warrant Officer Frost, Warrant Officer Hall, Sergeant Marsh, Sergeant Duck, Sergeant Ivanov, Sergeant Ayers, Cadet Babel, Sergeant Nicholas, Sergeant Schacht, Sergeant Smirky, Sergeant Fives, Warrant Officer Candidate White, Corporal Bird, Corporal Starling, Corporal Donley, Corporal Winners, Specialist Nagy, Specialist Plunkett, Specialist Pearson, Specialist Birdlike, Specialist Franklin, PFC Covey, PFC McIntosh, PFC Pearson, and PFC Fuller. In this case, these soldiers are hereby being awarded the Good Conduct Medal, only awarded for 3 months of continuous good service. You can get this up to 4 times a year with just doing what you say you're going to do, right? Showing up on the weekends if able to your squad drills, to your platoon FTX, to the operations, as well as TPRing if you cannot. Staying good in your conduct, meaning no bad spot reports, no disciplinary actions, things like that, is a pretty common medal. And thank you for your three months of service. Cool. All right. Next up, if I can get Private Montana, Private Ramirez, Private Owa, Private Hero, and Private J. Anderson. Post. All right, Buffets. All right. These 5 soldiers, all 5 present, outstanding, are hereby being promoted to the grade and rank of Private First Class, E3, for completion of 30 days time in service, or time in grade as a Private Second Class as well. A couple re-enlistees here, so welcome back as well. Really, this is the first promotion up here outside of a training environment, right? You're fairly new to the unit, or you obviously are new upon on a re-enlistment. So it's nothing new for some of you, but this is a big step. Obviously, being a PFC, it opens you up to some opportunities in DMOSs, opens you up to some opportunities in leadership. You can now officially, if a slot's open, be selected as a fire team leader, as low as a PFC. So congratulations. Hope to see you back up here in the coming months, and as you continue to grow your career within the unit. Cool. All right. Buffets. All right, fall back in. Congratulations, PFCs. Go ahead and get me Franklin post. If present. Don't see any movement. Franklin. All right. So Franklin here was called out last ceremony for being in the unit at least 1 year, or at least hitting another year time in service. He's hereby being awarded the Armed Forces Expeditionary Service Medal, or Expeditionary Medal, sorry, not Service Medal, for 12 months time in service within the deployment as well. So congratulations to Franklin. Cool.
Wow.
Well,
All right. Next up, go ahead and get me Shocked post. All right, Buffets. All right. Sergeant Shocked here is hereby being awarded the French Fourragère. I think I actually said that right. I think. Pretty damn close, if not. All right. It's the French Cord. The French Cord is awarded for achieving 3 skill badges, 3 out of the 5 that we offer, and being able to get airborne, ranger, air assault, things like that. It was something that he actually completed this month as well. So congratulations getting that French Cord. Next, if I can just stand fast and Shocked, if I can get Warrant Officer Candidate White, if he's present. All right, about face. And to wrap that up, then should have done this the other way around. So we also have Warrant Officer Candidate White here and Sergeant Shocked now being also awarded their air assault badge. They were the graduates, first-time graduates, I should say, of the month of March here when we did an air assault course, and they officially have their new shiny badge for being able to do all the air assaulty things. So congratulations. This is a skill badge which is offered through us. Not something we utilize 100% of the time, just like airborne or just like ranger. However, as an infantry unit, we do have the abilities to send our troops to these skill badge courses, and hopefully be able to add a little bit of extra excitement and lineage for holding this skill badge. So congratulations. Cool.
Wow.
All right. About face. Someone's about to start doing push-ups. All right, fall back in. All right. If I can get myself, Lieutenant Vandal, Chief Kelso, Staff Sergeant Ivanov, Specialist Bills, Sergeant Nicholas, Sergeant McKinsey, Sergeant Fives, Corporal A. Bird, Specialist P. Birdie, times 2. So, post. All right, about face. All right, this mighty large list is hereby being awarded the Armed Forces Service Medal. This is awarded for every 6 months that they hold within a DMOS. To be in a DMOS, obviously we announced a month or so ago the requirement of, really now even specialists don't need it. Corporal and above do. It's great to see some specialists on this list, and then serving with some longevity as well with that 6 months. So in this case, myself, let's start with Lieutenant Vandal. 6 months within S2 as our intelligence officer. Those that don't know him, Lieutenant Tucci, First Sergeant Garcia, and up till just recently, Sergeant Bills, Specialist Bills, sorry. I know it's a gut punch, but ouch. Put together a lot of our FTX, this company eval stuff, as well as our upcoming campaign here kicking off next month. So big hoo to them. We have Kelso being awarded for his work within public affairs. We have Sergeant Ivanov for his work in FIG. Specialist Bills, you're up here for your work in RRO, recruiting and retention. Sergeant Nicholas for your work in FIG. Sergeant McKinsey, who's currently on LOA but still kicking it as a public affairs, and doing what he can from the confines of his beautiful vacation. Sergeant Fives for your work done in recruiting and retention. We also have Corporal Bird for your work within recruiting and retention. Specialist Bird, you're up here ×2 for your work within FIG and recruiting and retention. So it's love seeing that it's a vast amount between some very important DMOSs, showing those longevity. Some of these soldiers hold leadership roles or more advanced roles as well within those DMOSs. So a big thank you. Congratulations. Cool. All right, Buffface. Thanks again. Fall back again. All right. Next up, if I can get Bartal, Megritson, and McIntosh post. Go ahead, cover down a little bit. There you go. Close enough. All right, Bowface. All right, these soldiers are hereby being promoted to the grade and rank of E4 Specialist, achieving that another time and grade needed as a PFC to get into the Specialist. The E4 Mafia is what we call it. As I mentioned earlier, it does not require a DMOS. In this case, I know some of these soldiers hold a DMOS, as it's still beneficial to get in as a PFC or a Specialist into those DMOSs, because those points do help you when you go to the promotion board for corporal, being in there a little longer than a week prior to your promotion board. But congratulations. Also, these soldiers hit the required votes needed as well, a significant amount as well. So congratulations to those. And huh.
Wow.
Buffus, welcome to the Mafia. Fall back in. All right, next up, if I can get Swoop, Ditto, Bartal, Shamal, Smaricki, Hunter, Hewson, and Erickson post. Damn, you all showed up too, so now I gotta read these citations. Alright, Bowface. Alright. So let me start off. We have Swoop, hereby being awarded the Army Achievement Medal. During FTX, he consistently applied his tactical thinking towards helping develop and improve the plans of those around him. Not only does he provide valuable insight and an excellent second pair of eyes for making adjustments, but he also makes an impressive effort to pick the correct time in providing this advice. He is a perfect example of an understanding and perfect example of understanding an okay plan now is better than a perfect plan later. And for this, I think he deserves recognition. We then have Ditto. I'll point that out, Private Second Class Ditto. So congratulations, already getting this Army Achievement Medal as a Private Second Class during FTX number 11. Ditto showed great resolve and personal courage. When in a simulated engagement, the soldier went above and beyond, recognizing that his squad leadership had been injured. He managed to drag them to safety, effectively applying life-saving measures. His actions led to his leadership surviving that engagement. We then have Bartol and Shamal, have been distinguished or having distinguished themselves with patches of perfect attendance, activity, and squad communications, and contributes to the squad activities between making great efforts to learn the material by inquisitive and attending optional events. The PFCs take initiative on the field and are always able to complete their tasks. The soldiers are true experts in their assigned roles and continuously show their dedication to the squad and craft. Then we have Smiriki, Hunter, Houston, and Erickson. For the past months, these 4 soldiers have been doing outstanding work helping new soldiers within their element, within their squad, for preparations of the operation, working on getting better kits for the squad, actively working with the new CAT medical to help better the squad, understanding of the new medical system, and how to deal with casualties on the field. Without their work, First Squad wouldn't be where it is right now. So that one's kind of a joint Army Achievement Medal as well. Congratulations to these soldiers. Hua.
Wow.
All right, Ballface. Outstanding work. Fall back in. Always like giving the Army Achievement Medal out. You can kind of see that it's a wide range of what it's given out for. There's leadership. There's leadership as as an element leader, leadership as an individual. Then there's performance, right? There's performance that helps the entire group. There's performance as an individual as well. So it's one of those that is multiversable. Next up, if I can get Nagy post. All right, Bellface. All right, next we have Specialist Nagy here, hereby being promoted to the grade and rank of E4 Corporal, entering that junior NCO, officially taking on the promotion board and killing it, and being able to get after the work that he's done within Second Platoon. He recently took on this year as the assistant SL, and is kind of like the number 2 person behind Winners and Sergeant Duck, and he's really taken that and drove that ball forward, right? It's something that he's passionate about. He's somebody that takes care of his troops, and that's really what a leader needs to be doing as a first line leader, as a fire team leader, as an assistant SL, as an SL, as any leadership level. So congratulations on achieving Corporal. Hua.
Wow.
Ballface. Congrats, Corporal. Fall back in. All right. If I can get Macintosh post. Ballface. All right. So now this soldier is up here once again. Nice to see you. Being awarded the National Defense Service Medal. Macintosh went through the verification process of providing me, in this case, as he's not a U.S. military personnel, but being able to provide me with the needed documentation as well to prove his military service to his nation. We love to give out the National Defense Service Medal only to those soldiers that have served or are currently serving their military. Does not need to be U.S. military. Obviously, it's just a different process of verifying if you're outside the U.S. military. But congratulations, thank you for serving your nation, and bringing your skills to this unit. Hua. All right, Buffface. Congrats. Thanks again. Follow by again. All right, if I can get Cooper, Frost, Duck, Kovic, White, post. All right, Buffface. These soldiers are hereby being awarded the Humanitarian Service Medal. This is given off for 60 votes within a calendar month. So voting on clans list is extremely vital to our success within recruiting and retention. We're constantly up on the #1 slot, which is phenomenal. That's where we need to be to draw in recruits. And these soldiers continuously hit that 60 votes, meaning that they vote 2 times a day from 2 different devices, whether that's PC, mobile network on your mobile, whatever. But they get that 60 votes. Would also like to special call out for Garcia and Ivanov, who continually hit that 60 votes. However, they are maxed out on that medal. We'll keep awarding it, but they obviously don't get any additional out of it. They are currently now at 35 months in a row and 32 months in a row. Coming up on multiple years there of it. So congratulations to our soldiers for their dedications in voting. Hua.
Wow.
Hua. All right. Bowface. Thanks again. Keep doing what you're doing. Fall back in. All right. Get me Corporal Winters and Specialist York post. Oh, I see some movement. All right, Bowface. All right. So both these soldiers are hereby being awarded the Army Commendation Medal, the ARCOM. So in this case, I'll read Corporal Winters for her outstanding work and dedications to Ghost, serving 2nd Squad honorably for over 2 years now, and being the Ghost Squad medic for a year and a half. She has witnessed the change of command and personnel within the squad over that time, but always remained constant. Always willing to help where it is needed and stepping up to any challenge presented to her. She has always been a helpful hand working with the squad to help them adapt to Cat Medical, learning how to Zeus for ghosts, and helping lead the squad being a successful 2IC for 4 months. Her dedication to the squad is something all members should strive to achieve. So a big hoo to Corporal Winters. Oh.
Wow.
Bellface. Congrats, Corporal. Fall back in. All right, go ahead and get me Corporal Bird, post. All right, Bowface. All right, Corporal here is no longer going to be Corporal. He's hereby being promoted to E5 Sergeant. He achieved the needed votes, the passing of his promotion board, does outstanding work within his DMOSs, and obviously currently serving as the squad leader. So obviously he's the only non-staff sergeant squad leader that we have. So he's the young buck in the team, but he's something that he's constantly learning, constantly taking on challenges as a new SL. And obviously there's a learning curve from going as a fire team leader to a squad leader, and those responsibility changes and how you're responsible for everything, every personnel. It's something that you've done extremely well with, I think. So just keep going on that path, and we'll see you up here in a couple months for that hopefully staff sergeant. Oh,
Wow.
all right, Balface. Congrats. Fall back in. All right. Next, go ahead and get me Erickson, Clayton, Houston, Fives, and Bills. Post. Dollface. All right, these soldiers are hereby being awarded the Joint Service Achievement Medal, the JSAM. So the JSAM is only a medal that is awarded for their work and outstanding dedication within a DMOS. So in this case, we have Specialist Erickson for his work as a 46, within public affairs as a journalist. Special Erickson has been completing his tasks. His tasks on his own initiative, making OSET posts weekly, based on a weekly basis, providing his commitment to the DMOS, and also showing his proactivity. We then have Clayton for his work within FIG as a drill instructor. Month after month, the specialist has not only met but exceeded the attendance requirements standards by a margin of 4, making the third consecutive month of such achievement. This persistent pursuit for excellence in attendance is a great indication of his deep-seated commitment within our force improvement group. We then have Houston for his work within FIG, as well as a range safety officer for surpassing the attendance requirement by 3. The specialist shown his dedication towards FIG. He's also always willing to go above and beyond to help new soldiers and help run FIG courses. Not only is he being recommended to this award by FIG leadership, but also by a few other drill instructors and drill sergeants that noticed how much dedication he has put in towards the DMOS. We then have Bills. Sergeant 5 is not present. So Bills for his work within RRO as a senior recruiter. This last month was a bit of a dry spell, but the specialist's determination to scour the darkest reaches of the World Wide Web to find applications and applicants paid off with a total of 15 accepted recruits under this month of March. Most of those only heard about us and the unit from Specialist Bills. And then Sergeant Fives as well for his work within recruiting and retention, as he constantly was all over our applications. Total of 5 NSOs as well. So congratulations to these soldiers for achieving their outstanding dedication within their DMOS. Hua.
Wow.
All right, Balface. Fall back in. All right. If I could go ahead and get Fitzgerald, post. %, Starling, 100%. All right, Bobface. All right, specialist here is hereby being awarded the Joint Service Commendation Medal. Again, another award that is only given off for outstanding work within our DMOSs. In this case, specialist under FIG. Mirroring the previous month's efforts, the specialist has yet again surpassed the attendance requirement needed within FIG. His consistent overachievement is a testament to his exceptional dedication and professionalism towards FIG. Not only attendance awards him this medal, but also in the past month of March, the specialist has, after being awake for 30 hours due to his real-life position as a firefighter, also attended OSET and at the same time trained a new range safety officer. It's something that the specialists have been doing outstanding in. I've been noticing it, even in my role, the work that he has put in within his DMOS, and it's something that I thought was needed to upgrade this to a joint service combination medal. So congratulations, and thank you for doing what you do, specialist. Cool.
Wow.
Cool.
All right, Ballface.
Yep.
Congrats. Fall back in. All right. If I can go ahead and get Shocked, Krios, now Sergeant Bird, Corporal Winters, and Corporal Nagy post. All right. Ballface. These soldiers are hereby being awarded the NCO Professional Development Ribbon, so the NCO Dev Ribbon. These soldiers participated, graduated a warrior leadership course, our basic leadership course, in the month of March that was hosted by myself and First Sergeant Garcia, along with Staff Sergeant Duck, Staff Sergeant Marsh, as they continue to develop their leadership skills as fire team leaders, as squad leaders, as assistant leaders, or assistant squad leaders. It's something that goes without showing that, the development of our leaders is really how we've gotten to where we're at as a unit 20, 21 years down the line. If we don't take that important step of developing, showing skill sets, showing what good looks like, and just hopefully molding our soldiers into something that can lead others and care about others. And if I say this one thing about these four people, and hopefully they'll be able to shout it out, but really, what is leadership? What is leadership about? Who can say it? First one to say it. Come on. Come on. I'm not hearing anybody. Must not be on yelling.
Probably muted.
Responsibility?
I know it, Major.
Yeah. Only these four. Come on. Otherwise, I'm going to have to strip these ribbons, I think. We just went over 5 hours worth. Shocked?
What was the question?
Thanks for listening. Leadership is all about what?
Setting the example.
Wrong. All right. Drop.
Leading.
Hell yeah.
Relationships. Relationships. Come on. My God. All right. First Sergeant, take note. We got to do better. So these soldiers spent what I thought was 5 hours worth of good time, but obviously not. Just joking aside, relationships is all about what leadership is, right? And these soldiers spent over a course of 2 days, total of 4 to 5 hours of not only death by PowerPoint, they conducted their first NCOER within the unit as well, with one of us as cadre, talking about future goals, future achievements that they wish to take. Not only, these are just 5 that actually are first-time graduates. I will say, loved having multiple soldiers that have retaken the course. I highly encourage that. If you see the sign-ups for WLC or ALC and you've already taken it once, sign up again. It's something that is a good course, a new take on things as always. And leadership, it's one thing that you never arrive as a leader. So being one that you're constantly always looking in the mirror, looking how you can get better, and constantly going through leadership courses, leadership conferences, things like that. In fact, I had a soldier that was attending that and kind of put it, I don't really see it as a course. I see it as a conference. I see it as an opportunity to learn more and hone my skills a little better. So I love that saying, and that was one of our staff sergeants that said that to me, and I was like, wow, that he gets it, 100%. He gets it. So thank you for that. But congratulations to these 5 for achieving the first step of your leadership development and graduating WLC. Hua.
Wow.
Hua. About face. Congrats. Fall back in. Also, one side note about the NCO Dev ribbon, now that we have, Nagy was the only specialist at the time, but usually the NCO Dev ribbon is only worn by NCO, so if any specialists graduate that course, you will have the ribbon authorized to you, but unauthorized to wear it until you achieve that second stripe. So, all right, go ahead. I know. Go ahead, get me white post. All right, about face. All right. Warrant Officer candidate here is no longer going to be a Warrant Officer candidate, hereby being promoted to the rank of Warrant Officer 1, having completed his flight training, gone through his capstone, and is now a certified pilot within our unit. So obviously our pilots are a high priority, a high need for us, definitely as we continue to move into this next not only company phase, but then our campaign as we advance a little further, as they're going to be extremely vital to our success on the ground as the infantry, as the recon, being able to have certified pilots and skills like Warrant Officer 1 here. So congratulations, and let's show them what you can do. Hua.
Wow.
Hua. All right, about face. All right, fall back in. Congratulations. All right. Next up, if he's currently TPR'd, and I was joking around with him already because he TPR'd, and I said, "Oh, we'll just wait till next month." But want to call out Staff Sergeant Marsh, who's currently serving as the first platoon sergeant. He's currently home on leave. He's active duty, so he's actually home on leave before he goes to a TYD school to actually go to the drill sergeant academy. So he'll be on an LOA here after this little stint of being back home. But Staff Sergeant Marsh is hereby being promoted to the senior NCO grade of E7 as a sergeant first class. Somebody that has been in the unit a very long time. A little bit of pressure from myself to get him in here, but he's somebody that has thrived since taking on leadership roles. He's passionate about his soldiers. You can ask him about any one of his squad leaders. He has the answer. He's one that communicates, and he sets the expectation and he sets the standard to a high level. So a big thank you to Sergeant First Class Marsh, and congratulations to him. Make sure you blow up his phone or his Discord with his congratulations for achieving Sergeant First Class. Hua.
Wow.
Outstanding. Let me check. I think I'm pretty well wrapped up. Got all these papers spread out on my desk now. So, hey, shout out, Command Sergeant Major Brock. Hello. Got one more, I think. Just make sure all my little check marks are everywhere I need them to be. All right. So, at the end here, as Lieutenant Vandal's just loaded in, we're going to have him come up and talk a little bit about the company eval, as he was just running a little late getting here due to his military career and what he does there. I do want to talk about, it's obviously April, and we have the end of first quarter just happened. Lots of things happen when a quarter ends, right? Not only do we have the first quarter podcast, public affairs is in full swing at this point. So there's the organization of our public affairs podcast, which comes out here, will be coming out here in the month of April. In that case, we have our hosts with Lieutenant Cooper and Sergeant Smaricki. As well as invites for Soldier of the Quarter, which we'll get to announcing, as well as Man Behind the Rank. we have our company newsletter, our unit newsletter that comes out, highlighting what we've done over the last 3 months of this FTX from January, February, and March. Your leadership submitted some news articles and some sayings. I'm sorry about how much I wrote, and I apologize to public affairs already in advance that I tend to get wordy, but a big thank you to those that actually go in detail and read it. There are some very good information in there from not only your first line, not only from your leadership, but then also our DMOS. Where we're standing on our DMOS. There's an insert in there about the upcoming operation as well. So, Soldier of the Quarter. This soldier does not know that they're Soldier of the Quarter. Usually I reach out a little about a week in advance, letting them know that they are the one being selected. Our command staff meeting was just yesterday, so it was a late one, as we couldn't coordinate the end of March correctly, so it's a little difficult when that happens. But this soldier currently has 1 year, 6 months time in service with us. They are not only land nav qualified, they're air assault qualified, they're airborne qualified, they're ranger qualified, they're pathfinder qualified, as well as squad designated marksman, and what I think I saw the driver course qualified as well. This soldier has currently right now 20 combat missions under his belt under 2 campaigns. Currently holds a Bronze Star, a Purple Heart, and a Meritorious Service Medal. So you can see this person is very well suited within his first year and a half within this unit. Currently holds 2 DMOSs as well, and is in leadership positions within both of those DMOSs. So I'd like to honor and call up none other than Sergeant Smaricki. Hoa! Hoa! Who the hell called this guy? All right, about face. So it took me a little bit to, come up with some nice things to say about Sergeant Smaricki. What to say. But ultimately, you want dedication. You want somebody that's going to be there that bends over backwards for every single person in this unit. You're looking at Sergeant Smaricki. As the saying goes, I've worked with Sergeant Smaricki since he came into the unit. I identified him early as one of my thoughtful leaders. Those that go through our leadership school, you know what thoughtful leaders are. And he's somebody that I can bounce ideas off of, even as a PFC when we first really started getting into it, and as a private second class even. His work is second to none when you look at him as a NCOIC of Public Affairs. He took over that role from Sergeant McKenzie as he went into his military deployment, and he really puts a lot on his shoulders. At times to where we're having conversations about, okay, we got to take stuff off of you to prevent burnout, because he's such a vital success to our DMOS side of the unit. So like I said, public affairs, NCOIC, he manages a lot of the streaming and stuff that we post on our social media. He takes care of the newsletter now. He's the main lead on the newsletter. He's a host of our public affairs podcast as well. And that's just one DMOS. Now you think about a little bit of recruiting and retention. When recruiting and retention was down a little bit, right? We were down on our luck, not getting a lot of recruits. The staff that we had, we just weren't meeting the standards that we should. And I went to Sergeant Smaricki, and he'll say I voluntold him to join, but I asked him to join, and he said yes. Maybe a little bit of a clenched fist, yes, but he was one that jumped in, answered the call when we needed him in RRO, and he's somebody that is, again, a driving force there, holding the role as a senior recruiter within RRO. Bends over backwards with his personal life and his schedule to accommodate NSOs, sometimes being at like 3, 4 a.m. his time on a day that he works the next day. He's somebody that extremely dedicated there within DMOSs. They're second to none. Now talk about the Sergeant Smaricki as a leader. He's holding down as a fire team leader within First Squad. He's definitely Staff Sergeant Ivanov's protege, and somebody that he adds a lot of responsibility on. Staff Sergeant Ivanov loads him full of responsibilities as a 2IC as the fire team leader. talking to some of his soldiers within that within his squad. Talk nothing but positive things about Smirky. There's a lot of joking around. There's a lot of like you know uh, kicks to the back of the knees type joking around. But when it's all said and done, he is the culture that keeps that that squad together, as well as the other leaders there. He's that glue, right? It's something that I'm very proud of being able to award Sergeant Smirky the Soldier's Medal for achieving the first quarter, Soldier of the Quarter, within our unit. I will say it was extremely close. Our command staff meeting yesterday, we struggled there for about 15-20 minutes on like tie-breaking type stuff. So it's great to have soldiers that type of commitment, that type of dedication, and we have multiple, right? We had multiple people get put in for Soldier of the Quarter. So big congratulations, Sergeant Maricki. Absolutely love having you in the unit. Hopefully be able to continue to utilize your expertise and abuse you a little bit as you continue on with your career. So, hoa.
Whoa.
All right. Congrats, Sarge. Fall back in. All right, true reason why I wanted to make sure I was here was that Soldier of the Quarter, right? Obviously, Sergeant Smirky records a lot of our stuff as well, so I didn't want him, missing out on being able to post for his own promotion and awards ceremony. So a big thank you there. That pretty much wraps up where we're at for the month of starting April. I will, Lieutenant Vandal, yep, Lieutenant Vandal's over here. I'll have him kind of step up here, take over the company as the XO. He's going to quickly talk about what the company evals look like, and explain off where we're going and what we're doing for the next 4 weeks. I touched on it a little bit in the beginning, but he's the man behind what we do at company level, as I talked about when we awarded him his medal. But all right, Lieutenant Vandal, post. All right, take charge, address your troops, and dismiss them.
Cool. All right, hey, everyone can hear me? I'm assuming. All right, cool. Just want to make sure I'm still in yelling. Hey, so give you guys a little bit of some information of what we're doing, where we're going, how the upcoming operation's looking. So starting today, we'll begin the company evals. Anyone in the military has ever heard of a CTC? That's like JRTC or NTC or whatever. We are doing that for the next 4 weeks. This one is a emergency deployment readiness exercise. So we deploy onto the island and conduct a convoy operation, clearing out objectives under evaluation from company leadership and the S2 cell. We'll be doing this for the next 4 weeks, covering offense, defense, combined arms, seeing how the entire company works together after you guys have finished all of your training. We are deploying to an island in northern Finland early in support of the Finnish government, who's currently dealing with rioters. As Finland, and the story for the campaign, is joining NATO, there's been a lot of riots over some of the actions causing economic strain on the people, and the Finnish government has requested us, Sweden and Germany, to show up early to be able to help quell the rioters and restore order in the country, since the Finnish military is currently dealing with internal issues that's preventing them from being able to do it themselves. So you'll start to see how all this plays out into the campaign, but we are deploying to an island in northern Finland that's going to be shared with the Finnish military and the Swedish military, starting this week over the next couple weeks as our CTC, and then from there we'll get our orders to go into mainland Finland to help quell the rioters, as long as there's no other major issues before that. I got no other major points to bring up, but for company evals, just so you guys are aware, the way it is working is we are going to be giving each platoon an overall evaluation, kind of like a letter grade. The platoon leadership will get that, so that way they have an understanding of where they kind of stand, and then the overall company will get a letter grade of how they can work together as 3 separate major elements during these actual operations. So hopefully you guys enjoy what comes out, because it should be some pretty fun missions. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, make sure you pass it up to your platoon leader, your squad leadership, and platoon leadership, and they can bring it to me whenever they have the time to. Pending anything from that, platoon leaders, take charge of your formations. I'll see you during the evaluation. Whoa.
Oh,
Wow.
All right.
Danger.
hey, hey.
Whoa.
Alright, everybody quiet on the walk.
Congrats, soldiers.
Hey, listen, as MCOs, you guys should know better. Uphold your standards. I know, you, you should even...
All right. Thanks everybody that stopped in, said hi. Love to see the amount of soldiers that we had stop in and comment, whether that was Facebook or on YouTube or my Twitch. I don't get to do this as often as I would obviously love to do. Those that don't know, I had twins about 6 months ago. So right now they're in those early stages of we've only been home for about 3. So wanting to get more time here and there, not as easy as they would say. Definitely with twins. So I really appreciate everybody's support that has reached out and said, thanks, and just being able to say something, where you at, and hopefully over time I'll be able to do a little bit more of this. Ideally, I was told from Household 6 that as soon as they can hold their head, I could put them in like high chairs right here and right here, and be able to take it on a little bit more and stream. But without further ado, I appreciate you watching, and congratulations to all our troops that got promoted, got awards. Thank you. Carry on.